Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been quite a while since I uploaded. I'm sorry about that. Was in a little bit of a slump, but I've still been doing the Uncultured Roots podcast. For those who don't know, I do another podcast called Uncultured Roots with my brothers Hirsch and Fly. We've been doing that for almost 3 years now, and we're doing good work over there. The show is growing, our subscriber count is going up, and we're getting good views, and we're just trying to grow that thing. That's like our baby. This is kind of like my solo thing, and over here, this podcast really is gonna be, it's universal. I'm gonna touch on anything I can, anything of relevance. Try not to get in too much involved in that gossip and all of that. They got plenty of channels and plenty of places you can go for all of that. But I try to give you informative, educational. I don't like saying educational because people hear the word educational, like, they instantly get turned off. You know what I mean? In other words, I'm giving you my perspective with a common sense approach. I'm not doing this for clickbait. I'm not doing this for just to try to snatch up a bunch of views and a bunch of likes. Nah, I mean, we need to get back to common sense. And a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people agree with that. So that's kind of really what I'm trying to do with this podcast. And I'm gonna touch on anything of relevance that I see fit. I don't mean to repeat myself, but I think that's what we need, more of that. You know what I mean? So I hope you guys like it. And I'm gonna be doing this because I like podcasting. So yeah. Welcome to the first episode of Just Another Number podcast. And I had a script, but for the first episode, I'm not gonna front to y'all. I'm just about to wing it. Look, man, I'm sorry. Man or woman, or however you identify. Listen, I found some clips on TikTok, and I just wanted to react to them. I want to make this first episode of the podcast, light. It's kind of light, just kind of ease you into it, because the more I do this, at some point, it's gonna get controversial. So let's just play this first one.
Hey, can y'all raise minimum wage just enough for us to survive? Why the fuck is y'all so damn money hungry? We just threw y'all a pizza party at your fucking job. You ever heard of your fucking bootstraps? What the fuck do you mean money hungry? Bitch, I can't even pay my bills. They say I gotta make 4 times the fucking rent just to get an apartment, but y'all not fucking paying me that.
Okay, fuck, since you need some more shit, hold on. Here, man. Here go your raise.
Congratulations. Keep up the good work. Now don't spend it all in one place, cause this begging for money shit y'all keep doing ain't gonna happen no more. This is a gift. Man, what the fuck I'm supposed to do with this? Not spend it all in one place, huh? You not happy about this? Man, I got 3 fucking kids and I've been working at this job 20 years. Why the fuck I can't afford to live? What you doing? Bitch, we made $500 billion off just pills. Trapping ain't even a fucking word. Me, what? You still talking? Just for fucking with me, your rent going up.
It's funny, but it's not. In our reality, these corporations, these companies and corporations, they make so much money. And then they try to pretend like they can't afford to pay you. They act like they can't afford to pay their employees. But anytime you look up statistics, anytime you look up profits, I mean, hell, read a Forbes magazine. They brag and they boast about how much money they're making, about how their profits are up, about how productivity is up. But wages aren't. And even if some people have gotten raises, overall wages are down. They haven't kept pace with inflation. None of this stuff is working in our advantage. It's not working to our advantage. It's not working in our favor. It's only benefiting the rich. And I know some people, oh, well, you hate the rich. You hate this, you hate that. All we're trying to say is, how do you expect us to get by? Or what am I even being rhetorical for? They don't care. They don't care. All they care about is making money. They care about their profits. I always say POP is profits over people. That's what it is. And ultimately, that's what it's always going to be under capitalism. Now, I'm not here railing against capitalism. I'm not saying we should embrace some other form of socioeconomic. I'm not doing that. But what I'm saying is capitalism can be a good thing or a bad thing. And right now it's bad because unchecked, unregulated capitalism, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get the little guy like me. You're going to get people like us, the working class folks, getting steamrolled by the people who make all this money. Now, another argument you're going to hear is them talking about, oh, well, I have to pay so much in taxes. I have to pay taxes. Yeah, but the part they're not telling you is that a lot of them with money, they hire these tax attorneys to find loopholes within the tax code so they can avoid having to pay a certain amount of taxes. So in all reality, whatever the baseline percentage is that it says, I mean, and I'm not, let's just say for the sake of argument, let's just say for the sake of discussion, 25%, right? Let's just say a company, a business, whatever has to pay 25%. In all reality, the same money that they spend hiring these tax accountants, these lawyers, all these people whose job it is to know about the tax code, ultimately, by the time they're done paying them, by the time they're done finding these loopholes and all of this, they're only paying like what? 15%? This is just for the sake of discussion. In other words, these are not real numbers. These are all hypothetical. But in all reality, you're not paying as much as you claim you are. And nothing I say is absolute. You're gonna hear me say that a lot on this show. Nothing is absolute. Okay? But what I'm getting at is you guys are making so much money and you're not taking care of your employees. Now, here's the thing, what I always found strange about that. Let's take this for example. You have a company. They have 2 shifts, right? They have maybe 12, 13 people on one shift. And on the second shift, they have maybe like 9 or 10 guys, right? But let's say, for instance, shift A works harder, is more productive, able to move out more units. They do more work. And then the B shift that comes in, they don't hardly do any work. And yet the guys on the A shift are looking like, hey, can you pay us some more money? But then they like, nah, we can't pay you no money, but more money. But you can afford to pay the B shift. You can afford to pay these guys who don't work nowhere near as hard as the A shift guys work, right? You can afford to do that. If you're paying them $15, $16, $17, $18, $19, $20 an hour, but you can't afford to pay some of the guys on your A shift, you can't afford to pay them an extra $2 or $3 an hour. You can't afford it, but you can clearly afford to pay $15, $16, $17 an hour for a shift that doesn't quite work as hard. It's not mathing. What they say, the math ain't mathing. It's true. It's not. And this is the stuff that we go through as people who work for a living. We don't have nothing handed to us. We get up and we go to work. So they use that old adage about pull yourself up from your bootstraps. Well, what the hell do you think we're doing? We're getting up and we're going to work and we're being productive, but we're not being compensated properly. But you're getting your profits though. You see what I'm saying? But then they accuse me of not understanding business. No, what you don't understand is you don't understand the working class. Here's the thing. I always wondered, if every company keeps doing this, and we're not even talking about the cost of living, we're not talking about inflation, we're not talking about how everything else in society just keeps going up. If you're not paying your people enough money, who is going to be buying these products? This is what I'm trying to understand. Who's going to buy these products? You're not paying people enough to even buy shit. I was going to try to do this show without cussing, but as you can see, I get, listen, because it's serious out here and people really genuinely feel this way. If people cannot afford to buy your product, how are you going to remain in business? You are literally pricing yourself out of the market. Okay? This is what I don't understand. You should be paying your people enough money to where they can buy your product. But because greed, that little thing we like to ignore, but it's very real and definitely exists, greed. You so worried about paying your shareholders or so worried about paying your CEOs, the people who are not really doing the physical labor. If it's one of those type of gigs, if it's one of those type of jobs. That's another thing that's been torn down and diminished and destroyed within this country is physical labor, because physical labor is no longer appreciated at all. I want you to do something. For anyone watching this video, this is what I want you to do. And I mentioned this before on the Uncultured Roots podcast, but I want you to do this. Drive down the street, wherever you live, just drive down one of your main streets, right? I know here in Detroit, everybody knows 8 Mile. Okay, so like if we were to drive down 8 Mile or Gratiot or maybe on the west side, maybe down Schaefer or whatever. Drive down a main street and just take a look at these businesses. Take a look at the companies. Take a look at them and ask yourself, how much are they paying their employees? Think about it. Ask yourself, how much are they paying their employees? And really sit and ponder that for a second. And then look at all of them. Look at all of these jobs and see how much they're paying. See, I could go on a tirade and start naming some actual companies, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just it's very obvious. Just look around. Whether it's fast food, whether it's manufacturing, whether it's retail. Look at how much they paying their people. Just think about it and ask yourself, is that enough to live on? Is that a living wage? So if these companies are not paying a living wage, but yet are making record profit, they're throwing it in our faces, making record profits. And we just sit there, rent going up. Like, to hear stories about people paying $1,800 for a 1-bedroom, come on, stop it. Stop it, man. And then they want you to make, 40 or 3 or 4 times that with the rent. And these companies, these jobs are not paying that. They're not paying that. So how the hell do you expect people to survive? I think the goal is for people not to survive. And then, it's like you are inviting chaos. Greed is going to get the best of you. You're inviting chaos because when people can't feed themselves, what do you think is going to happen? People are gonna jump into survival mode. What the fuck? It's like because they're so out of touch with reality. They're so out of touch from the people who actually get up, go to work, get dirty for a living. They actually keep society moving. We learned a lot during that pandemic when the word essential came to be. Essential, really. You see, you tell me I'm essential, but my paycheck doesn't reflect that. How essential am I really? You see, because the jobs that actually keep this country moving, keep this country functional, Nah, they ain't getting paid. They ain't getting paid real like that. And again, nothing I'm saying is absolute. You got some industries that make good money. Yeah. Well, you got to go to school. Well, that in itself is a trap. Because you're going to go to school. If you don't have enough money, if you don't have scholarships or anything, you're going to take out student loans and you're going to go into debt. And then the job that you come into when you graduate is not even going to be enough to really pay off the debt. What are we really doing here? Everybody's getting a cut. Everybody making their money. So, I got so much more to say on this, but I'm going to keep the show moving. I'm going to go to the next one.
I'm here at Hudson Yards, the most expensive real estate in America. This took $25 billion to build. You guys think Hudson Yards is cool? Well, let me wake y'all up. Now, this whole side, the western side, was where affordable housing was supposed to be built. Oh, wait. But suddenly, they didn't have enough money in the budget to build affordable housing. It has repeatedly been delayed for 10 years. All these pretty buildings, right? Well, guess what? They're all empty. And I'm about to prove it. I'm checking this my building right now, so, it just, it's like regular. What's up, bro? No one can afford to be here. I'm proving it to y'all, bro. Hudson Yards is empty. I'm proving it to y'all. Be safe, NYC, and stay real.
What can I say? I guess this episode is sort of having a theme, I guess. Look, I mean, he showed you in the video. Just take a look around. What did it say? It took 25 billion. I mean, well, that seems kind of high. But then again, it's New York, so I don't know. But that much money, and then they don't have enough money to build the affordable housing properties. I mean, man, I mean, it's right in our faces, people. I feel like Bernie Mac, RIP. Wake up, America. Seriously though, look around. I mean, that's just in New York, but I mean, what I'm talking about is happening all over the U.S. It's happening in all 50 states. I mean, don't get me wrong. Inflation is global, right? I mean, hell, greed is global. But why are they doing this? Why are they doing this to get rid of? Maybe not even get rid of. Why are they even doing this in general? You paying all this money for empty buildings when you got all these homeless people on the street. I was looking at something, I gotta go back and find it. But I was looking at a video on TikTok that basically said, 200 billionaires, if they all put together their money, it'll cost them maybe $10 million a piece to eradicate homelessness in this country. And it really makes you wonder, like, how you sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? How y'all sleep at night? Y'all don't care, because you're not worried about consequences, repercussions. Y'all ain't worried about none of that, because you think your money's gonna protect you, and in a lot of cases it will. But in all reality, we forget as people, because we're so distracted by the day-to-day, the hustle and bustle, just busy out here just trying to survive and then make whatever little time we have left for family and loved ones, and then try to carve out a little time for ourselves at the same time. We so busy trying to survive that you don't even understand that everything's been stacked against you. The whole game is rigged. The system's rigged. I mean, that's one thing Trump never lied to you about. I mean, he lied about a lot of shit, but he didn't lie to you when he said the system rigged. It's rigged for people like him. It's not rigged for people like us. Do you see how hard it is just to get ahead? I mean, like, seriously. It's really hard to get ahead for people. It's like when you I know many of you will probably be able to relate to what I'm saying. You get a little bit of money, you get a little bit of extra money, a little bit of extra income, and then boom, out of nowhere, something happens. Something go wrong with your car, or something go, if you got a house, you got a hole in your damn roof. I mean, it's always something. It's always something holding you back, always something to stifle your progress. Very, very difficult to save money. And then they'll blame you. They'll blame you to say, oh, you don't know how to manage your money. You don't know how to budget properly. And don't get me wrong, some people don't. You know, I'm not here defending those people. I mean, you need better money management. But for a lot of us, we do know how to manage our money. The cost of food, the cost of gas. I mean, I'll just be frank with you. In my household alone, we spend more money on food than anything else. And it's not that we're trying to buy the most expensive, you know, most extravagant things to buy to eat. I mean, it's just basic stuff. Basic stuff. Everything's going up. And trying to budget and take everything else into consideration with all your other bills and everything else, it's stressful. It's stressful, and it's something these rich people don't have to worry about. They don't care. Gas can go up to $10 a gallon. You think it's going to affect them? It's not even going to make a dent. You know, I was just looking at a story about Jay-Z. He bought some artwork from a young sister, young black sister. Great. You know, I'm glad he's supporting the young sister. I am. I can't be mad at her. It's like, man, I just wish all these rich people would get together and actually look out for, you know, some of the other folks. And then people, some of them, they do charities, they do. Listen, man, do you really think that it's okay to live in a system where you have so many people struggling? You have homeless people, and then you have some people who have more money than any human being is supposed to have in his or her lifetime. I'm serious. That's a serious question. And some people might answer that question, yeah, I have no problem with rich people. That's because you're coming from the aspect of you think it's going to be you. I'm telling you, most people do. And whether they like to admit it or not, most people don't want to even have that real conversation with themselves. It's like, well, you know, shit, maybe one day I could become rich. You really honestly think that's going to happen? I'm just being honest. You know how difficult it is to hit the lottery? The odds are severely stacked against you. I don't know what they are, but there's something ridiculous, like 250 million to 1 or something like that. The odds are ridiculously stacked against you, and you honestly think it's going to be you? I mean, hell, I'm a hypocrite too. I bought a damn lottery ticket last night. Hell, I buy lottery tickets from time to time. I'm trying to get there too, because I'm tired of living like this as well. Again, oh, well, it's the choices you made. Well, I guess it's a lot of people's choices that they made. It's not just the choices that you make. You have to have connections. Most people don't have the right connections. You can do what you can through networking or whatever and whatnot, but it's not easy out here. It's hard. It's difficult. You know? And going back to the video, all this money for these buildings, and then you got all this vacant lot behind it. It's supposed to be affordable housing. They don't give a shit about that. Why? Because you ain't gonna make as much money off that. Everything is about the almighty dollar in this country. Trying to make a buck. And you got these rich folks out here that already got more money than God and still trying to make more. Like, it never ends. I always ask people, how much is enough? How much money is enough? Can you answer that question? I'm going to keep asking that question. How much money is enough? You know, I've said it on the show. I've said it on Uncultured Roots. I've said it to people in my personal life. 70 million. You give me $70 million, hey man, I ain't gonna even try to make no more money. Like, seriously, I'm content. And people will look at that like, oh man, you supposed to, and that's what I mean. Like, man, I'm not really greedy. 70 million is a lot of money. Yes, I could do a lot of good with $70 million. I could help a lot of people with $70 million. But, you know, my American dream is I don't want to have to work for somebody. I don't want to have to work, period. Unless it's doing something that I want to do. But I don't want to have to work for somebody else. I'm tired of working for people. Because I'm going to tell you something. You ain't never going to get the things that you want out of life, the real things you want out of life. You not going to really get there working for somebody else. You just not. They're giving you just enough money to just keep coming back. That's all they doing. You can beg, you can plead, you can ask for your raises, you can do all of that, and I'm telling you, you at their mercy. They don't want to pay you, they ain't gonna pay you. And sure, you can bitch and complain, but How far are they gonna get you? What's that's gonna get you? You know, so it's no surprise. It's no surprise. They want to eliminate the middle class. They want it to be the haves and the have-nots. That's what they want. But what I never understood is if you got so many people that don't have and you have a few that do, you really think you're gonna be able to enjoy that? See, what the rich, if they were wise, and I'm convinced that a lot of these people are not really smart. I'm convinced that a lot of these rich folks are not smart. They may be smart in terms of how to get money, but they're not smart in terms of how to deal with society. Because if you was really smart, you would try to make sure you have a nice cushion, a nice layer or buffer, which is the middle class. You would want a middle class. You know why? You know why you want a middle class? Because if you don't have a middle class and all you got is just you, the people who got ungodly amounts of money, and then the people who struggling, getting crumbs, pennies, can't even make rent, what you think's gonna happen? I'm just being honest. In the country of France, they known for revolutions and riots and all that shit. Over here in America, we become docile. Chemicals they put in our food, and this ain't conspiracy, this is real. Look it up. Of course they putting chemicals in that food. They putting all this stuff in us, entertainment, to keep you distracted, food, shit in your drinks, everything to keep you docile, to keep you from not rebelling. I don't know how much YouTube gonna let me get away with, so I'm just gonna move on to the next clip.
They are arresting European nationals in Niger Republic. You heard what I said? The military coup leader of Niger Republic have announced that all European nationals that are still in their country should be arrested. Now let me show you guys something, right? Breaking news. The new Nigerian government have ordered the armed forces to arrest any European nationals still in their country until France and other Western power agree to withdraw their military forces from Niger. Can you imagine? So currently as we speak, all European nationals that are still in Niger Republic are being arrested and forward for prosecution. Guys, what are your thoughts? Drop a comment respectfully.
Honestly, I say good riddance. It's about time. It's about time. This should have been happened. I mean, as a black man, African American, whatever you want to call me, I'm thrilled. This is good. This is good. Now, you can expect some sort of retaliation, retribution of some kind. But I think they're taking steps in the right direction. Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more to this. But this is good. This is great. And it's not much that makes me smile, those who know me, but this is good. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'd like to thank everybody who watched the show today. Much appreciated. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It'll help me grow this channel tremendously, help me get it off the ground. And remember, to the powers that should not be, me and you are just another number. Till next time, love y'all. Be safe out there.